Hello, Red here, bringing you part 4 of the Italian the Roman Empire campaign, where we slowly but surely recreate the Roman Empire. Hopefully. Luckily it'll take just a few years and not the end of eternity. Regardless though, we are pursuing closer bonds with Germany, and the French are being as annoying as usual. So we will actually declare war against France. Of course, usually as the historical AI goes, like normal World War II, Italy declares war on France, and Poland declares war on Lithuania. You know. But we need to loosen criticize for weak foreign policy. We had a chance to strike against our enemies, but the Partito Nazionale Fascista let it pass by, not only on this yet, but another damning case in a string of missed opportunities to strengthen Italy's position internationally is a sign that their claim acting on the interests of Italian people is mostly empty rhetoric and time for change of policy. While failure to pursue the war, many have expected the target of scathing criticism from political opponents. Not following through on military plan will make it difficult for us to conceive the people in which direction we're taking Italy. So sadly we get a small downside to not declaring the war. But, you know, eventually we'll get it back up. Hopefully. We are going to go to war against France. So once we declare the war, it will be far sweeter to take them out and then go after Romania. Of course, the Germans are fairly scattered. They're not even protecting the Maginot Line. For some apparent reason. But hopefully they will be useful enough to help us for our attack. We are making lots of improvements, increasing lots of production. So I think that adding 5 extra regiments to the production line will definitely be useful in making more soldiers. Of course, we are getting close to justification of the French. And Germany may be getting the first Vienna Award, which is fairly useless until you get the fate of Czechoslovakia. Which we don't really care because we really want to go to war against France. We finally researched logistic companies, and we are getting close to researching our next gun, which we will start doing. We do also want to improve our people once more. Our infantry designer will start including recon companies within our ranks. Fortunately, we can only add it for our infantry. And sadly, we will have to start training up some troops in the meantime, since we certainly don't want them green. There we go. That makes us lose a bit of guns, but they will be useful since we will have extra bonuses. What kind of bonuses? Well, at least having extra breakthrough and defense, and reconnaissance too. So with 77 divisions across the French line, hopefully that'll be enough to take them on. We can only wait and see. The 4th International has occurred. This means Trotsky is not dead, and the Soviet Union may or may not have a civil war. Regardless though, we have certainly a few factories to use. So definitely start heavily increasing our production of guns. Making about 116 guns a day. And we increase cooperation between Germans and ourselves. We will start adding Italian infrastructure. And the British have declared war. Okay. So war has been declared. That's World War II for you. Yep, that's usually how it goes. Thankfully though, I've elected to evacuate pretty much our lands in Africa, because it's not very useful. But with war now imminent and the British declaring on us for some reason, that can mean the Germans are gonna go invade Britain. Which is quite amusing. No they're not. Go invade Britain, you're right there, just go! Go do that. Oh my. So unfortunately we're going to have to get resources from other places. So we're lacking lots of supplies. But the Germans are fine. So hopefully we will not lose many Oh, here we go. France joins the Allies, which means war is imminent against the French. And since they are moving, we're going to go attack. So World War II started. It was not our fault actually. It was the French. It was the French's fault. Go blame Britain for being warmongers, and we do also need to start getting a few troops to defend our borders, don't we? So go to Bosnia, we get 13 divisions there. Set them over right here. We will start using these men to reoccupy our own land. And set you in charge of yeah, just go and retake this land. So they don't want the British to take over and win this war this easily. So now the French are pushing into the German lands. We are making 0 gains. But for the most part, we are drawing the British back out of the Balkans, which is fairly decent news. We need to make sure our navy is going to patrol seas. The French are fairly powerful this time. They don't even have, I mean they do have a communist revolution, but it's not growing. And we already lost 10k. Ooh. Well, thankfully Italy's sending us volunteers over, and we need to really start making a lot more supplies. Unluckily though, we need lots of different supplies too. So we'll be shifting our entire focus onto making synthetic factories. And hopefully from there, we can make our own oil. So unfortunately, as Italy, we cannot really break France so far. We don't have any actual forts within our lands. But since we are on the offensive, it'll make it fairly easy to break France here. Especially if they don't have any troops right here in this one town. I do want to save up our planes, even though they may cost us quite a bit. Because I do want to go and get paratroopers ready. As you probably know, what we're going to use the paratroopers for. Of course, our boats will just kind of sit here doing nothing. But thankfully the Germans aren't pushing ahead here. They're probably going to give us lots of war score for themselves. So pushing heavily, I mean this is our land anyway. Hopefully the Germans will do the heavy lifting for us. But I doubt it. And we are super in debt. With guns. So I'll set that as low equipment priority. And we just really need to reinforce our own troops at this point. I hope we do have enough steel for all this. And we are slowly pushing the French. I mean, probably losing on the plane side. No. Looks like the Luftwaffe is actually helping us push over the French. And we really need to start breaking France sooner than later. Oh look, our justification is now done. That's good to know. Regardless, we should do fine. And Luxembourg has capitulated. And we are slowly pushing into the French heartland. And making excellent progress here. I would like to make it so that we can break Nice. This defense here. Of course, imagine lines having no action at all, really. And the British are not elected to go and really fight us. The Balkans anymore. So I think that's a good enough sign to go send our troops over to the front lines. Hopefully let's just try and encircle some of these men. Of course, making excellent progress here. We are inflicting, we have heavy casualties. Lots of heavy casualties. But I do believe our 92 divisions will do just fine. I hope they do just fine. They have no guns. No, we made it highways. And we could possibly try to produce more stuff. But unluckily we don't have an option to make more guns, sadly. So I'll probably go for support artillery. And from there, we're just going to have to keep pushing. course, the level 4 generals not getting any traits at all. Oh well. We certainly need I do really need more production. It does look like the British are not sending any help whatsoever, which is fairly decent news to see. And we slowly broke through the front over here. Over Savoy, all the mountains are now ours, which means the French don't have any forts to use anymore. So hopefully our manpower does not run out before we take France. That's our greatest hope. And of course we are suffering lots of attrition. Hey, we do have a computing machine done. And probably we need to get encryption going, don't we? So we are breaking through. Czechoslovakia has joined the Allies. German ambition into the rest of Eastern Europe continues. Even though we're kind of fighting a war, we kind of need to defeat France first. Probably. Also, boats continue said here. Come on, you need to repair. I mean, you need to repair, but you need to go and continue monitoring the Mediterranean. Of course they won't, though. But hopefully Czechoslovakia is almost done. Oh yes they are. They're almost gone. Now if we just continue pushing, with zero help from the Germans, we can perhaps get some more war participation up. Of course this next person that we're going to get is extremely important. So, we have barely any experts. But let's definitely improve army morale, so they have better means of continuously fighting. Oh, and we have encircled a few French forces, which are nowhere to go. And we can start moving over to Bordeaux. And for you. How about you go walk to Paris, if you can. You know, take a nice stroll. Go march to Paris. Oh, never mind. Yep, and we are breaking them here. So, how about you go walk to Paris too? Of course, even though they're going to cut us off here, we do own Bordeaux, which is nice. Problems for supplies. And the French are really starting to capitulate, as the French usually do. But regardless though, I'm going to call it a part here, and I'll see you in the next part where we go and defeat France. doing a lot better job than Germany is doing. So I'll have to see you then, and goodbye.